Hello and welcome to the VoolPlayer Q&A weekly webinar call. We're going to get started here in just a minute, but before we do, if you could confirm that you can both hear my audio as well as see my screen, which should say VoolPlayer Q&A on it, and then we can get started. Hello to Dave and Armand and everybody who's joining. Alrighty, looks like we're getting a couple confirmations that everything is all right, both with audio and video, so then we can get started. My name is Peter. I am VoolPlayer's product manager, and we're holding these weekly calls in order to answer any questions that you might have, provide training on advanced features and use cases of video in your business, also to showcase new stuff that we've been working on, as well as to gather feedback, positive and negative, critical, anything that helps us improve VoolPlayer in the future. So with that in mind, the format of the webinar is pretty straightforward. At any time that you have a question, or if you came prepared with any questions, you can just drop them in the chat box, and then we can start answering them in the order that they come in. If you are unable to attend one of these webinars, replays are available both on our YouTube channel as well as on our Facebook group, which we encourage you to subscribe and join respectively. So did I miss anything? Oh yeah, if you would like to have a question answered on the webinar, you can also ask a question either in the Facebook group, or you can comment on one of the webinar replays on YouTube, or you can just email us at support@voolplayer.com and say, I would like to have something discussed over the in the webinar. Alrighty, I think that's all housekeeping notes. So with that in mind, I want to jump into a few updates. So let me just open it up. So as you know, for the last couple of weeks, I've been talking about the personalization feature, personalization. There we go. I don't know why I didn't find it the first time. As you know, last week we released the personalization feature, and it is now available in your applications for testing, allowing you to use the data from either any place where you can provide it in the URL, or from CRMs and autoresponders to customize the content of the VoolPlayer overlays, resulting in personalized experience for each viewer. So I've been talking about that for the last couple of weeks, and I'll touch on that some more today. I just wanted to point out something that was rather disappointing from our end. Basically, I don't think it's an overestimate to say actually nobody from our tracking of, we usually track features and see how people are interacting with it. Thus far, we haven't seen one actual implementation of personalization in your guys' videos, which is disappointing considering the amount of feedback which was rolling in for this before we started working on it. So again, this is more or less a reminder, if you haven't already, and from what we've seen, nobody has tested out the personalization feature and how it works. We're really interested in getting some feedback on how you're managing this, and how you plan to, if you plan to utilize it in your business. Otherwise, we might have missed the use case entirely, which is well and fine. But if you do see some utilization in this, we are hoping to gather some feedback on this. All right, so that's the first note I wanted to make. Second thing, actually, let me jump into the integrations first. So we've added an integration for HubSpot, and I think I already published an article on that, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just double check on that. Yeah, so we've today added integration on HubSpot. now you can connect HubSpot as a CRM to either send leads captured in WooPlayer 2 or use the CRM data from for personalization as well as tracking events data in HubSpot. So I just want to walk you through that quickly. So from the integrations menu, you now have the ability to add HubSpot. Actually, I already added one, so let me just delete the previous one. So I'm going to add a new HubSpot integration, and that's going to ask me to authorize the WooPlayer application, and I'm already logged in. So this is going to be my authentication code, and this is going to be HubSpot demo, and I'm just going to create that integration. There was an error creating that integration. All right, let's leave that. It seems like a couple of people are reporting that there are some issues with the webinar. I just want to double check and see if everything is all right and audio and video are still good. Drew paused the question mark. Lewis is saying there's a network error. Can everybody hear and see my screen? All okay here? I've heard there will be an integration with Publitio. Is there an estimate? All right. So if everything is all right, I'm just going to continue. Seems like we just had some. All right. Cool. All right. So we've added an integration with HubSpot, and apparently there's something wrong with it currently, but we'll get back to that. If not today, I'll post. I still haven't posted an announcement for this, but I'll post an announcement for it tomorrow. But basically, you can connect the HubSpot integration to your opt-ins as well as in the personalized data so for example, I think I've had a couple of people. So here you can, I've used this guy, and then you can get the events he has finished watching the video, and then you can get the percent watched 00. These are probably just page loads. So here he watched the 2-pass upload video for 25%. So this integration, if it's still not working for some odd reason, then it's going to be start working fairly soon. So it's going to be available in all of your accounts pretty soon. So that's the first thing. We added the HubSpot integration, which totals up to 2 new integrations for personalization. By requests, we have also, actually I can do that from here. We are also going to be adding support for drum roll, ConvertFox. So we're going to add the support for ConvertFox, both for lead capturing as well as for personalization, as well as for event tracking from WooPlayer. So that's the next integration coming up, just so you all are aware since you requested it so frequently. All right, so that's integrations. What else did I want to touch on? Also, an additional feature we've added this week. Let me find a video on which I was testing that. I think it was this one, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe not, maybe yes. I think it is this one. Let me just double check. All right, it is. So also, by a lot of requests, let me just get rid of these subtitles for now. So we've had the, let me actually get it up, portal, product.wooplayer.com. We've also had a lot of requests for the ability to auto-transcribe videos to text. So that's what we've added. So in your account, you will now have the ability to transcribe uploaded videos. So you can use their audios to get the subtitles created based on the audio from that video. Now, one thing to note is that this will currently work for English only. So English to English is sort of the first release of this. And if we see sufficient feedback warranting the need for also automatic translations, meaning that you can also get, say, hey, this video is in English, but I want to translate it to German, French, Russian, etc., etc. We have the ability to add that fairly easily. So a quick note on this is that considering that we are using an external service for transcribing these videos, these are not going to be free. So basically functioning on the same principle as SMS credits, meaning that you're going to be able to buy minutes for the transcriptions that you want. Also, an additional side note on this is that the process itself is it just completed here now for this video, and I think it was a 1 minute video, so it took him about 2 to 3 minutes. So if you have a really long video, like an hour-long video, you are more than welcome to just request the transcription, then just leave the application. I don't know if you've noted the message which was there, but it said something along the lines of, we'll also send you an email notification once it's done. So once you come back to that video, it's going to be automatically added as a subtitle, not saved, but just added for preview, so you can review it before deciding to save it and publish it. So what this basically did, it just generated a subtitle file for me and automatically added it as English. So we can see that you can't hear the audio of this file, but it says, okay, we're trying this for a second time to test the ability to upload an MP3 file. So with this auto transcription, you are going to have some of these. So here it should say to upload an MP3 file rather than to upload an MP3 file. So you have small discrepancies such as these from audio to text, but that's just machine learning and how it works, and it's really based on the clarity of the voice in the video. As somebody asked previously, background noises, any background music, or anything that's not recognized as clear speech will be completely ignored from the from the transcription. So I see some questions related to this already, so I'm just going to address those first, and I'll get back to the other questions later. Just quickly, can you correct the transcript? No, the generated transcript is what you get. Can you download it? Well, actually, yes, I guess you can correct it. So you get this subtitle file, and you can access it and download it. So this is the subtitle file which is generated, and we can open it up with, I don't know what it's gonna, let me just see if I can just open it up with Notepad or maybe something a little bit better. Let's use Notepad, see how that's gonna work. Yeah, so it works like this. That's pretty well formatted in Notepad. So we can see that, okay, we're trying this for a second time to test the ability. And then, for example, if you have an issue here where it says to upload an MP3 file, you can just say to upload an we can even do this MP3 file, and then just save that, and then just upload it back to BootPlayer as a new subtitle, which can be used for downloading and sort of editing that text. So that's something that we'd add. And also see a question on what is the fee for transcription. So on the on your dashboards here in the sidebar menu over here where you have bandwidth, storage, SMS credits, you now have transcribed minutes. So if you click over here on buy transcribed, you're going to be able to see the pricing, which is for an hour of content, you'll be charged $4, whereas for 10 hours, you'll have a 30% discount, totaling up to $28. You are, I think we go to a hundredth. Yeah, a hundredth of a minute is the interval in which we break it up. So, for example, for this video, test transcribe on production. In this video, let me just go back to, so this is us testing it. This was 0.22 minutes. So if you have short videos and you buy 60 minutes, if you have a video which is a half a minute, with those 60 minutes, you could transcribe 120 videos. So it's pretty low cost. Alrighty, so that's it for the transcribe feature. Again, more than welcome for you guys. Really hoping that you guys are going to test it out, and even if you're not willing to spend some money on this initially before you see it working, just let us know, and we can give you some credits to test out your videos with. So just contact us at support@voplayer.com and say, hey, I really want to test out this feature, but I'm not sure if I want to start spending money on it right away, and we can throw some credits your way so that you can test it out on one of your videos. Alrighty, that's transcription. What else did I want to mention? Oh yeah, this has actually been available for some time. I just keep forgetting to mention it, unfortunately. So really sorry about this. We've had a request over here from the webinar for the ability to clone multiple videos. So you can now, so for example, if I selected these 4 or whichever videos next to the option to delete it, you now have the option to clone these videos. So if you select this will clone all of the selected videos. Again, apologies for not mentioning. I think this has been available for maybe previous 2 releases. I just completely forgot about it. Alrighty, so that's out there as well. I think that's the majority of what I wanted to cover. There's been really a lot of new stuff happening in September. So this week we're going to draft one of those monthly release notes, including everything that's been updated and everything that's fixed and everything that's added and how you can utilize it. So stay tuned this week. We're going to send out a message for all of the updates, all of the fixes, the upcoming plans, and so on and so on. And there's going to be a message going out this week with sort of the September release notes. Alrighty. Now, let's get to the questions. I see some have piled up already and backlogged. Jim has asked, I've heard there will be an integration with Publidio. Is there an estimate when that will be ready? We have not started that, nor have we decided that we want to do that. Thus far, I think 2 people have asked for that, and at least until we have some significant critical mass there for that to move, we're still not considering adding that integration. I don't know if we've added it to the product board even for people to vote on. Let me check on that. Under consideration, Publidio. No, we haven't even added it to the product board. What we usually do is wait for at least like 3 or 4 people to vote on something before we start adding it to the product board for others to consider. So no actual plans yet, and let alone an estimated timeline for that for Publidio. Lewis has refreshed and everything is all right now. Good. Dean is asking any updates on the player and having videos on bottom versus on right side for mobile viewing. Currently, if embedded and viewed on mobile, one cannot view correctly. I think this is a question from Dean regarding playlists. Yes, that is actually something that we are actively considering. So I don't have a timeline on that, but it's scheduled. I'll look into that and see when that is due. Drew is saying, can you export the transcribed file to Word or PDF? Yeah, as a showcase, you can just download it as a text file and you can do whatever you want with it. Do I need to upload the video to VooPlayer servers in order to use transcribe? Excellent question from Ronaldo. Not only to use transcribe, but as we've discussed many times before, the entire subtitle option feature is only available for uploaded videos. If you have a linked video, meaning that we don't have necessarily direct, let me see if I have a direct video. So I have this YouTube video over here for your personalized for videos which are linked from elsewhere. That's not possible for us to handle, at least just not yet. So that's not something that we're supporting. Same applies to transcribe, which is part of this subtitles feature. So the answer to that is yes. Videos which you want to have transcribed do need to be uploaded either to VooPlayer or to your own S3 via the VooPlayer integration. Do I need to, so the same question, what is the fee? We covered that. Can you download it? Can you correct it? Yes, yes, yes. You will have to watch the replay. Alrighty. Still having problems with auto start on pre-roll. If you can look at it outside the webinar. Alrighty, we'll definitely take a look at that. Thanks for the multi-clone. Excellent. I heard that YouTube are updating their algorithm again as of today to force viewers to see their suggested videos at the end of each video. If correct, does this affect VooPlayer? YouTube update. There is a nifty article over here, YouTube linked video upcoming changes from September 25th onwards. So I'm just going to paste that over here for reference. Good question from Lewis. So basically what the change is that YouTube is going to start forcing related videos on their player. Thus far, so for example, let's take a look at this video. This is a YouTube video. So this video from YouTube is one of the videos for which we are able to extract the source material and play it without the YouTube logo. And what that means is that we're just going to access the source file directly, and we're going to stream it through our player and utilize all of our features, and all of that is going to be great. Sometimes the downside of that is that the views will not count on YouTube, et cetera, which is why for some reason some people want to, or sometimes they can't adjust the settings of the video because they're not using their own video, they're using some copyrighted video or age restricted video or what have you, and that's why you have sometimes a small YouTube logo here in the bottom right corner, which means that the video is actually playing through the YouTube player but just wrapped in VooPlayer. And if that is the case, if your YouTube videos have a YouTube logo over here in the bottom right corner, then the upcoming changes will affect you. Whereas if you have YouTube videos without the logo, meaning that we're able to access the source directly, and if you're unable to determine that on your own, just talk to us at support@VooPlayer.com, and we'll just gladly let you know that if your videos are using the YouTube player or VooPlayer directly. And if you don't have the YouTube logo, then none of these upcoming changes are going to affect you in any way. Your YouTube videos are going to continue playing through VooPlayer without any related videos. So I posted an article in the chat box for reference, and if you do have any other questions, our support team is well aware of this upcoming change, so they're equipped to answer questions. Jim is asking, can you type in, comment the link for that portal product board? Sure, I can, but just to let you know that that product board is available directly from the application. So over here where it says documentation and support up in toolbar, you can just click on that and click on submit and vote on ideas, and that's going to open up that portal for you from the application. Alternatively, you could just go to VooPlayer.com/ideas. I'll give you that URL as well. We recommend you using it from the application because then it's immediately going to know it's you and not ask you to authenticate later, but you're also more than welcome to access that from here, VooPlayer.com/ideas. Lewis is saying, thanks. Second question, how do you or can you in a video funnel link to a secondary video but at that video's end have a funnel option to go back to where you left off in the original video? How do you or can you? You could, but not in a way which would build a loop of questions. So you could do that, but you would need an additional final question, which would basically, so let me rather than talking about it, might as well just do it. So in the video funnel, you link to a secondary video, but at that video's end have a funnel. Sorry, so I'm just going to create a new one. So this is going to be Lewis demo, and we're just gonna select, I don't know, let's do homepage video. We'll do that as our starting video. So what Lewis wants to do is link to a secondary video, but at that video's end have a final option to go back. So I guess you have the first question, which, so if somebody answers answer A, you want them to jump to a new video. So they'll jump to homepage video version 2. And at the end of this video, so at the end of this video, this question is going to show up at the end of the video. Then you want it to go back to the first video. And my point is, you could do that, but you would need to, again, specify an additional question for that. So add a sub question at the end of the second question would need to, again, have a third question, which then needs to have the one last ultimate question, if that makes sense. So you could do that, but you can't do an actual loop where from question 2 you would jump back to question 1, but you can have question 3 be the same video, if that's making sense. Hopefully it is. If not, do illustrate what you wanted to accomplish if I didn't answer that correctly, Lewis, and just send us a ticket over, and then we can discuss how best to accommodate that. Jim is saying, is there a page where we can access previous webinars? As I've mentioned, you can simply visit youtube.com/c/woolplayer. And let me just paste that over here for you, Jim, so you can subscribe to that. And in here, you have playlists, and inside of playlists, you have Wool Player Weekly Q&A webinars, which has all of the previous webinars. So let me just link you to that playlist directly as well. Alrighty, cool. A lot of good questions today. So maybe we have time for one more if it comes in. If not, I just want to thank everybody who joined this week. A lot of good questions. And hopefully we'll see you next week as well, when we're going to showcase. I want to go through this HubSpot integration. I'm not sure why it didn't work just now, and I didn't want to necessarily debug it live on the webinar. So apologies for that. We'll cover that next week. Hopefully we'll also have some more integration updates for you, as well as some new additional features to discuss. So thanks again. Have a great week ahead, and hope to see you next week. Bye.